In sociology, there's this concept of the third space. Your first space is your home, your second space is your work or school, and your third space is where you go for your sense of community. It's where you meet new people or hang out with old friends. It can be a coffee shop, a restaurant, a bar, or even a movie theater. A third space is important for building a community, for being social, for making and keeping friends. It's a vital part of life that is disappearing more and more, and none of these locations have been disappearing faster than movie theaters. When I struggled with health issues as a teenager, my local theater was my third space. It was one of the few ways I could get out of the house and immerse myself in another world, and those movies on the big screen inspired me, and it's a big reason why I'm in film school now. And when my health improved, one of the first things I did was get a job at that movie theater, and it has completely changed my life. But more and more, this place I love is at risk of dying out. Even before 2019, a comparatively great year for theaters, which saw a record 9 movies gross over $1 billion, there were warning signs. With the rise of streaming and other media, movie theaters were becoming less of a national pastime and losing their place in the public consciousness. Then the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and it only accelerated things.
Breaking news, stay at home. That is the order tonight from 4 state governors as the coronavirus pandemic spreads. New York, California, Illinois, and Connecticut.
With theaters unable to operate for months, and the public rightfully being wary of returning once they did reopen, theaters were really struggling. And it's not just movie theaters that are disappearing. Movies in general are fading into the past. Movies are no longer the king of entertainment. Between streaming, television, video games, and social media like TikTok and YouTube, not only are there too many options, but movies are just too long and require too much focus for our fast-paced modern world. Add in actually needing to leave your house and sit in a theater, and it's no wonder they're falling behind. But there's just something special about watching a movie in a theater. It's not just the size of the screen and the quality of the sound that you can never match at home. It's also the sense of community, being in a room full of people, all there just to watch the same film. The anticipation and atmosphere an audience brings is just completely impossible to replace. Movie theaters dying out will change the way Hollywood makes movies. Streaming has made filmmaking more accessible to small productions, and that's truly fantastic. But nothing builds hype like a theatrical release. On streaming, films become popular and then die out much faster than in theaters. The days of a movie immediately becoming part of the public consciousness will be over. Studios will continue to pivot to TV shows and miniseries that can hold public attention longer. Star Wars wouldn't have happened without movie theaters. Endgame wouldn't have happened without movie theaters. Movies deserve to be seen on the biggest screen possible, and those screens are disappearing. And sure, they'll never go away entirely. There will always be at least a few theaters in big cities like New York and LA, but there won't always be a movie theater in small town Wisconsin to inspire someone like me. It's not all doom and gloom for movie theaters. Movies like Spider-Man, Top Gun, Avatar, and most recently the Super Mario Bros. Movie have still been huge, and every time a big movie comes out, I talk to a lot of customers who say it's their first time back in a theater in years. In fact, my little theater is somehow doing even better than it did before COVID, and I'm grateful for that. But it's an outlier. As of February 2023, over 3,000 individual theater screens have permanently closed, and I worry for future filmmakers who don't have access to a theater to inspire them like the one that inspired me.